Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video on my 1953 BSA Bantam D1. We're going to have a little ride round the car parking area where I live, put it in the garage. I'll show you a work in progress as I fit an indicator system on the bike, and then we have a walk round off the bike in the garden afterwards and start it up and then park it back in the garage. So hope you enjoy, and if you do enjoy, please subscribe as it helps us build the channel. Thanks very much. See you later. Right, here's the Bantam in my garage. As you can see, the seat and the tank has been removed. The seat is there. Tank is there. And what I've been doing is fitting an indicator kit. So I bought a wiring loom off eBay. It was under 70 quid. And you get a wiring diagram with it, which you can probably see on the back of my toolbox over there. It's all wired up already anyway, but obviously when you're connecting it on the bike, you've got to take all the connections apart, feed it through wherever you're going to feed it through, and wire it up. You see the indicators there, the wires go underneath the tank and then into what would normally be the toolbox. So the little electrical connections and indicator switch thing is housed all in there. The wires run down the frame to the rear indicators. I've done it in such a way that it can all be removed if the next owner wanted to do that. Take it back to just doing hand signals, but from a safety point of view, I don't like using handles, or hand signals rather, because when you come up to a right hand junction you put your hand out to indicate you're going to be turning right, and of course the throttle then runs down. So yeah, I don't think it's a very good way of doing it. And if you ride the bike quite a lot, which I do in the summer, then I'd rather have the indicators. So there's a switch on the handlebars that all comes with the kit. Turn it on, and you see it's quite a noisy thing. You think it was a lorry reversing, but I guess it's perhaps loud enough that you can hear it with your helmet on. So there we go. That's what it looks like, and the indicator's working. So what I'm going to do now is finish off the assembly of the bike, and I'll show you what it looks like in the garden afterwards. Right, here we have my 1953 Bantam D1. I bought the bike about 3 months ago, done some minor mods to it which I'll explain as I go along. Let's have a walk around the bike to start with. Still has the Kill Pedestrians number plate on the front, or yourself if you went over the handlebars. Just has a little sticker with 1953 on it. The purists will have noticed that I've actually got indicators on the bike. I installed them a couple of days ago, bought a wiring kit off eBay for just under £70, and the whole system, it runs separate. It's got a separate loom to the main loom of the bike, so it's completely removable. If at some point in the future I sold the bike, then if somebody wanted to remove the indicators, you could do. I've put them on purely for safety reasons. Riding round in modern traffic with all the crazy people in cars, I just thought it'd be safer not to be taking my hands off the handlebars to indicate where I'm wanting to turn. I can just hit a switch, keep my hands on the bars and the brakes and the clutch, and make it just that little bit safer to ride. You can see the bike is in pretty amazing condition, considering it's what, 71 years old, I guess. I think that's an aftermarket horn on there. The wiring for the indicators was actually gone into what would have been the toolbox. So yeah, I've actually added a couple of holes to that, but you could always put rubber grommets in there if you did remove all the indicator system. It has a let's see, a CUNY, I think it's called, carburetor on there, so a more modern carb. I do have the original, which came in a box with all the other parts. Apparently it's quite a common upgrade, and they run a lot better with the Japanese carb on there. I've got nothing to compare it with. I'm not going to bother changing it back just to compare the different running. I assume that the original car, which as I say came with the bike, is probably not functioning correctly anyhow. I put mirrors on. There was no mirrors on the bike. I did look at various options for mounting mirrors, but most of them come with these huge brackets and large mirrors, and I thought, well, the welded on brake lever part has this flat piece of metal, so I thought, well, why not just drill a hole through there and mount the handlebar on there so it just bolts on, if you can see that. That seems to work really fine. One on each side. I got BSA stickers off eBay. Give the impression that they're actually proper BSA mirrors, but they're only cheapo mirrors. But the chrome seems to be quite good. They're metal. You can see the clamp for the indicator, it just goes round, so it's just a case of undoing screws. That will unclamp, and you can take it all off if you so wished. Get closer up. It's the battery component, it's still 6 volt. All the wiring there. Got this little tax disc, which again I bought off eBay. It's a replica of a 1953 tax disc. It comes blank, so you just fill in the registration and description, which gives it a nice little touch. I found with a kickstart rubber, after about 2-3 kicks it would just spring off, and I lost one on the road somewhere, so I actually put this little tie wrap on the very end, you can spot that, and that stopped it coming off. I've got little rubber boots on the stand, but they keep coming off though. Gives it more stability, but it's quite stable with the rubbers on. But as I say, keep coming off. I'm not sure how to try and permanently fix them on. Might try some sealant inside, push them on, let it go hard and see if that does the job. Chain seems to have quite a bit of play, so I think I might adjust that. Oh, the petrol tap kept vibrating and closing on its own when I was riding it in the first couple of days. It turns out there's some sort of cork washer that you have to replace to prevent it doing that, but I didn't find out about that until later on, so I just bought another tap off eBay. You have to get another nut to match up for the tank and the tap, and it's far easier. It's just a lever, on, off and reserve, so I prefer that anyway. So there we have it, there's the bike. Just start it up. Of course it probably won't start now. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Well, one thing, it does have a 70-mile-an-hour speedo on here, whereas the original, I think, would have been 55, so not sure why that's the case, but obviously the previous owners put that on. Maybe the person that restored it decided to upgrade it with that. There we go.